Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with another interesting topic, how to set up GL general approval rules in Fusion Cloud. I have taken a specific business use case and I'll walk you through the steps which are involved in setting up of GL general approval rules based on that use case. Again, that's a generic use case, so every business has a specific business requirement to set up their general rules based on their business requirement. So I have just taken one example. So in my business use case, if the journal amount in a batch is less than or equal to $500, then it needs to be auto approved. And if it is between $500 and $5,000, it needs to be approved by first supervisor. And if it is greater than or equal to $5,000, then the journal approach needs to be approved by second supervisor. So when I say second supervisor, it needs to be approved by the first as well as second. So this is my business use case. Now let us get into the details. So this is my user hierarchy. FAS22.student is the user. And for that particular user, Kristen.Ryan is the manager. And for Kristen.Ryan, Anita.Kennedy is the manager. So in this example, like if there are any journals which are entered by FAS.22, FAS22.student for an amount say less than or equal to $500, then it will be auto approved. And if it is between $500 and $5,000, it'll be approved by Ryan. And if it is more than $5,000, first it will be approved by Ryan, and then it needs to be approved by Anita. Okay. So now let us see the prerequisites. So first we need to create all these three users, whatever I've mentioned in my previous slide. And you can use the task manage users, and we should assign appropriate GL roles. Maybe it could be general accountant or general accounting manager. And also appropriate data access needs to be assigned for this particular user so that they will get access to the ledger. So in my current example, I'll be using a ledger, US primary ledger. So if you're not sure of how to create the users or assign the roles or assign the data access, check out the description section of my current video where I have copy pasted the video URLs for that. So these are the steps. The first step is we need to enable the approval under manage journal source. I'll be creating the journals using the UI screen. So I need to enable the journal approval for manual journals. If you're using a web ADI, then you need to enable the approval for the web ADI. So let me get into Fusion Cloud and search for the task manage journal source. So I'm getting into the global search. Manage journal source. And search for the journal source manual. So it's already enabled. If it's not enabled, you can click here and then you should be able to check this checkbox. So that's the first step. Enable approval under manage journal source. And the second is we need to enable the general approval even under the ledger as well. So in order to enable the general approval under the ledger, you need to go for this particular task, specify ledger options. So this specify ledger option requires a scope to be selected. So, if a particular task requires a scope to be selected, then do not use the global search. You can use the screens. So let me search for specify ledger options. So here you can see the scope is already selected in my example, but sometimes it could be this blank. So if it is blank, click on the hyperlink or the select link and then choose your appropriate primary ledger and then click on apply and go to task. So enable general approval. So this is what we need to enable. So it's already enabled in my environment and then cancel. So these are the two steps which are required in order to enable the approval. It is pretty much same as that of the EBS. And now let me get into the BPM workflow to write the general approval rules. So manage approval groups is the task. And under this task, go for task configuration and then search for the workflow. This is the name of the workflow, FinGL general approval. So I'm searching with FinGL. Yeah, this is the workflow. Select the workflow and then click on this. Okay, I should be able to click on this pencil icon so that I can. Why is it not enabled? Okay, let me come back here. Okay, somebody is working on this, maybe reset that. Okay. Okay, go to this assignees. And here you can see there are different work list here for the general approval. So you can see only this one is enabled and all others are not enabled. So we are interested only, I mean, depending on your business requirement, you need to choose the consent work list. And if you see here, if this is kind of highlighted, so that means this is kind of enabled and all other things are not enabled. So if you select this, you can see here, ignore participant checkbox is checked. So when this ignore participant checkbox is checked, so that means these participants are kind of ignored. And it's the same thing for all the participants. So we will select the first participant, serial type parallel, and if you check here under advanced, so ignore participant checkbox is unchecked, so that means it is enabled. Now let me write my rules under this. So again, this being a testing environment, a lot of people are playing around, so there are a lot of other existing rules here. I can see there are total 11 rules. And before you start progressing, ensure that all the existing rules are kind of an inactive status. So I have already ensured in my environment. This is, okay, let me expand this. Yeah, it's already enabled. So I have cross-checked for the other things as well. Okay, now let me start writing my first rule. So my requirement is to write 3 rules. So let me start with this one. First, let me write a rule wherein the general amount is between $500 and $5,000. It needs to be approved by first supervisor. So click on plus. Yeah, the first rule is created here. So let me give a name. I will just say RV approval rule between 500 and 5,000. And then let me expand this. So I want this particular rule to be applicable only for US primary ledger. That's the ledger where I'll be creating the journals, and where the general amount is between $500 and $5,000. Okay, so first thing is in the if condition, let me write the first condition wherein the journal ledger name is US primary ledger. So it is available under maximum amount journal name. So maximum amount journal name. So it's available under that condition is US primary ledger. So click on this search constant, just say US primary ledger. We should ensure that we need to type this properly. And that's the first condition. And in order to add the second condition, click on this simple test. And in the second condition, my journal amount, right? So that's available under maximum amount journal. It could be, I mean, accounted debit or credit. You can just pick up anyone. So let me pick up the credit. Between 500 and 5,000. 500 and 5,000. So that's my if condition. If the journal ledger is US primary ledger, and if the journal amount is between $500 and $5,000, then I need to go for supervisory hierarchy. Number of levels is 1. If it is between $500 and $5,000, I want the journal batch to be approved by first supervisor. So let's say 1 number of levels. And starting participant is the journal needs to start from the person who has actually uploaded the journal. So the under reference user, we need to specify task dot workflow submitter. So that's the initiator of the journal. And top participant would be, it needs to go up in the hierarchy. So in the top participant, just give the last person in the hierarchy. So it should be generally the CEO of the company. So I'll be giving broad.smith or any other default users wherein it stops after that particular user. And auto action, I do not want it to be auto enabled, and hence it will be false. Auto action is also null. And this is the rule, and it got defaulted based on the name, whatever we have given at the top. Okay, the screen is a bit clunky. Anyways, approval rule between $500 and $5,000. So let me try to save this and see if there are any errors or whether it saves successfully. Yeah, it saved successfully. And now, so we have done with writing this rule. Now let us write this rule. If the general batch is greater than or equal to $5,000, then it needs to be approved by the second supervisor. So what we can do is, instead of again writing all this content, I can select this, copy, and then paste. So it has created the second rule, and then appropriately make the changes. So this rule is for approval rule greater than or equal to $5,000. Expand this. So this is same if the journal ledger is US primary ledger and greater than or equal to, right? It's same or more than $5,000. And under then condition, it needs to go for 2 levels of approval, because the journal amount is greater than or equal to $5,000, and other things remain same. So double check the rule name. Approval rule greater than or equal to 5,000. Okay, so let me save this. What's the error? RV approval greater than or equal to at 0 is unterminated. Let me go there. So this is the first one, approval rule between 500 and 5,000. Okay, let me copy this rule name. Sorry, let me minimize. Okay, guys, we are good with that. So we have issue only with this one. Approval rule greater than or equal to 5,000. Let me the rule, copy the name there and then paste it here, and then I'll remove these spaces. Okay, let us try now. Save. Yeah, it saved successfully. And let us write our third rule. Third rule would be if the journal amount in a batch is less than or equal to $500, then let the journal batches auto upload. So let me again minimize this. Let me again take, I can take any one of these as an example. So let me take the second one and then copy, and see here you can see 13 rules. If I do a paste, the new rule would be created. Yeah, so which is this one. Let me rename this. Approval rule less than or equal to 500. Expand. Same or less than. So enter the amount as 500. And number of levels should be 1. And auto action enabled should be true because we want it to be auto approved. So just say approve. And then in the rule name, I have copied the rule name from the top. RV approval rule. Ensure that there are no spaces. Okay, let us try to save this. Okay, the parent object type rule set with the name supervisor general rule set has more than one rule with alias RV approved rule between 500 and 5,000. Okay. This is between 500 and 5,000. Oh, okay. Sorry. I think for the second rule, we did not update the rule name. Okay, so this is approval rule between 500 and 5,000. This is approval rule greater than 5,000. Expand this. I think we did, but anyways, not sure if it's not saved earlier. Approval rule. Okay, again, I should copy the rule name from the top. Greater than 5,000. Let me check. Yeah, greater than 5,000. Remove spaces. I mean, it's greater than or equal to 5,000, but that's okay. Just a name. Same or more than 5,000. So let me give the same name here. Save this. Yeah, task saved successfully. Okay, if you see now we have totally 3 rules. Let me collapse this. Okay, approval rule between 500 and 5,000, approval rule greater than or equal to 5,000, approval rule less than or equal to 500. Okay, so now we are able to save successfully. Now let me get into FAS 22 and enter a journal for an amount less than or equal to $500. If I do that, it should be auto approved. Okay, I am under FAS 22. Let me try to create a journal. I'll just say test ARV journal 1, test ARV batch 1, and this would be test ARV journal 1. Use primary ledger, and I'm not getting into the details of explaining each and every field. So if you're not sure of how to create a journal entry, and if you are interested in the significance of each and every field, then check out the description section of my current video. I've created a detailed video on how to create a journal entry in my channel. Okay, so enter the adjustment and then enter a debit and credit account. So let me pull up something. Maybe I just want to purchase a short-term investment. So I just want to debit short-term investment and then credit a bank account or cash account. So let me enter for an amount less than or equal to $500. So let me enter it for say $350. That's a debit, and then let me enter the credit. I just want to pick up the cash account. Yeah, save. And then click on post. So whenever you click on post button, it will give you a pop-up message saying that it will be submitted for an approval. So the general approval requires approval before it can be posted, and it has been forwarded to the approval. But in this case, even though you get this pop-up message, it will be automatically approved. So just requery this particular journal and you should be able to see the journal in the approved status. It says record status now. Let me requery this journal. Okay, it still says in process. Ideally, it should have been posted, or it should have been approved. Sorry. Let us check. Maybe we'll give it a minute or so. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes. Yeah. Which one did I enter? I think this one. Okay, it's approved, and you can see the journal batch student requires approval, and it's in approved status. You can click on this hyperlink, and you can see the approvals. I mean, in this case, it's auto approved, so we'll be able to see that it's approved by workflow system. It's auto approved. Okay, so now let me create a second journal with an amount, say between $500 and $5,000. So let me create for a journal for an amount of say $4,000. Just say test RV batch 2, test RV journal 2, and then accounting period 03/22. Approval is required. Adjustment. Again, you can pick up again any debit and credit. So I just want to use the same short-term investment as the debit account. And the general amount, I want to use say $4,000. 4,000 is debited. And then credit the cash account. $4,000. Okay, let me save this. Okay, it's saved, and when I click on post, I should be getting a pop-up message saying that the journal requires approved before it can be posted, and it has been forwarded to the approved. So in this example, the journal is for $4,000, so it needs to go to my supervisor, who is Krishnan.Ryan. So let me log out and then log in as Krishnan.Ryan. Okay, again, just wait for a minute. This person should be getting a notification. Okay, let me double check by logging in as FS22. Okay, I just want to again double check the rule. Did we miss anything there? Manage approval groups. First of all, let me check if our rules are in active status. It is between $500 and $5,000. This should be in an active status. $500 and $5,000. Oh, okay. This is not in active status. Okay. I think that explains. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the right one. I'm sorry. This is not the one which we have created. First of all, let's say this. Okay. Our rules have a prefix of RB. Okay. So this is the first one. It is active, and this is the rule between 500 and 5,000. This is the one. Okay. Number of levels is 1. Task.workflow submitter, it needs to go to the manager, and then top participant. Is get user Broadsmith. And this is okay. Yeah. What about the next one? This is greater than 5,000. This is also active. Oh, greater than 5,000, it should be 2. Because, sorry, I made a mistake there. Yeah, it should go to the second supervisor as well. Okay, that's 2. Maybe I think when I have copied that, maybe I did not change that. Okay, task.workflow.supervisor submitter, sorry. Top participant should be Broadsmith. And what about the last one? Approval less than or equal to 5,000. It is also active. Less than or equal to 500. Why did it say more than 5,000? Oh, which rule I'm using? Okay, still looking at the other one. Okay, first of all, let me minimize this. It's a bit confusing. The screens. This is greater than 5,000. Yes, same or more than 5,000. Minimize this. And this is the last one. Less than or equal to 500. Okay. Okay, even though we have entered this, unfortunately, this was not saved. Oh, I'm in the right. Same or less than 500. And this should be 1. Auto action should be true. I don't know, for some reason, our changes are not saved. Let me also click on commit. Okay. Double check the rules once again. Okay. If I expand this rule between 500 and 5,000. Okay. One level of approval. Expand this greater than 5,000. Two levels of approval. The last one less than or equal to 500. Then auto approve. Okay. Okay. Now let us close this and let's go back to. Okay. Now let me try to enter another journal. Okay, let me call it as test RV batch 3. Test RV journal 3. Adjustment, enter a debit account. So this is between 500 and 5,000. So let me just enter 4,500. Let me enter the cash account. So I'm just purchasing a short-term investment, and hence I want to debit the short-term investment and credit the cash account. Okay, let me now save this and submit for an approval. So in order to submit for an approval, click on post button, and then you should be able to see a appropriate pop-up message saying that it has been forwarded to the approver. Okay, now let me log off and then log in as Christian. So Christian should receive a notification. Okay, we'll sometimes it takes a minute. So it should be for an amount of 4,500. Okay, let me log in as FAS22 and check if it is in progress. What's the status? It should be in progress. Okay, general accounting, journals, test RV batch 3. Okay, it is still in process. Mm, let me double check the journal amount. Sorry, I need to say manage journal. Yeah, it is 4,500. Makes sense. Okay, one last time, let me check the rules. Between 500 and 5,000, greater than 5,000, less than 500. So focus on this rule between 500 and 5,000. It is active. US primary ledger 500 and 5,000. One level of approval auto action is enabled is false, and this should be, yeah, task output for submitter, and they should be Broadsmith. Let me check the greater than 5,000. So this also looks good. And the last one. Okay, let me try one last time. Strange, everything looks great, but not sure what's working here. Test RV batch 4. SRV journal 4. Upload status is required. Adjustment. Okay, we take 4,800. Okay, now let me try to log out and log in as Christine. Yeah, not sure what has happened here, but yeah, you can see here Kristen has received the notification. If you want, he can click on the view journal. And then he can review this particular journal and then click on approve from here, or he can again go back to the notification and then directly click on approve from here. Okay, now let me log in as FAS22.student and then check the journal. It should be in approved status. Okay. FAS22 and he should have received a notification saying that the journal is approved. Yeah, it is approved, and you can also click on view approvals. So this is the general amount, and here you can see the euro amount as well, because looks like this particular ledger has got your reporting currencies as well. So click on view approvals and I should be able to see it is entered by FAS22 and it's approved by Kristen. Now let me try for the last scenario where the general amount is more than $5,000. So probably in this environment, it's taking a little bit extra time to send the notification to the supervisor. Okay. Create journal. Test RV batch 5. Accounting period 0322. Test RV journal 5. Upload status is required. Adjustment and general amount for more than 5,000. So let me enter say $10,000. Okay, cash account. Save. Post. Submitted for an approval. So first I need to log in as Christine. Once approved by Christine, I need to log in as Anita. Here, so it should be Christine and then Anita. Yeah, $10,000. You can again click on view journal or click on approve. Only once he approves, it goes to the next person. So approve. And then log off as Christine and then log in as Anita. Okay. Again, Anita can click on view journal to review the journal, or she can directly click on approve button. Approved. Now I can log in as a FAS 22 student and I can see the status of this particular journal should have been in approved status. So let me log off as Anita and then log in as FAS 22 student. And this person should also have received a notification saying that his journal has been approved by the concerned managers. Yeah. And if you click on view approvals, you can see that it's approved by Christine and then it's approved by Anita. And again, even if we search for the journal, it should be in an approved status. So let me try to do that as well. So journal name. Yeah, it's approved as well as posted. Again, you can click here. You can see it's approved, and even you can go here and under action logs, you should be able to see the approves as well. Anita, it's approved by, it's sent by FAS 22, it has gone to Christine and then it has gone to Anita and it's been approved by FAS 22 student. Okay, so this is how you set up journal upload rules. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.